Question number 29 of the ID Passport exam from PhilNITS. In this question, we are being asked, which of the following is the ER, entity relationship diagram, that indicates the relationship between publishing companies, authors, and books? The way to answer this is to understand the other instructions included besides the short description that I just read. This part about notation says that A and B have a one-to-many relationship. So that means that A could have a connection, a relationship with many B's. So that's what this notation is supposed to mean. Next, we need to look at the conditions. It says here that 1. A publishing company has contracts with multiple authors. So this fits with the one-to-many relationship, and the arrow is supposed to be going from left to right. At least if the publishing company is at letter A and the multiple authors would be at letter B. The second one is saying that a contract with one publishing company. Okay, so an author can have a contract with only one publishing company. Okay, and then an author can write multiple books. So again, the one that we saw a while ago, and then one book is written by one author. Okay, so given these things, the notation and the conditions, which among the choices would be the correct answer? Actually, this question isn't really supposed to be difficult. It's just that we need to be able to understand how the conditions and the notations function so that we can choose the correct answer. So in this case, we have the idea from the set of conditions that the publishing company has contracts with multiple authors. So this part here looks okay. And this one is incorrect because it's going in the reverse. And this one as well. So we now are left with letter A or letter B. Next thing we need to know, or we need to look into, is based on the conditions. Number 2 condition saying that an author has a contract with only one publishing company. So I think this one is still okay. Publishing company, many authors, and one author to one publishing company. And again, this idea is based on the notation. The notation that we have here saying that A and B have a one-to-many relationship. If you've never done any database design, for example, in this particular case, the entity relationship diagram, you've never done any practice, any actual designs at all, you might find this a little bit difficult, but I think working on databases, creating an entity relationship diagram is among the tasks that you'll likely also need to do if you are studying and learning about databases. Okay, so we got this part okay. We need to go to the second one. It's saying, or the second part, which is in this case condition 3. An author writes multiple books. Similar to a publishing company has contracts with multiple authors, the direction should be going in this way. Author, multiple books, and one book written by one author. So that means that letter B is not correct, and so the correct answer remains to be letter A. Okay, I say remains to be, but it's the only one left. What I mean by that is letter A is the only one remaining among the choices. So that's why it's the correct answer. Let's see if I have any other stuff that I can add based on my notes. Okay, so this part, the notation, the rule, is important to be able to answer the question correctly. One to many. In some books, some maybe some of the lectures that you have also attended, the one to many could be shown in another way, like for example in this way. So there is only one here, but this one could be many, like that. Okay, and then therefore you also really got to read the notation, the rules, the description to see if the idea that you maybe previously had still is used in this case, or you need to tweak it a little bit. But usually the ideas that we find here, the concepts, are not so different with what we actually already use, because otherwise if people come up with a completely different way of doing things, then it's a little bit too much, I think, because people have gone through the lectures, the courses maybe, and they learned it in this way, and then in the exam it's completely different. I think that's quite questionable. Why are we going in that direction? It could be that the courses need to be updated or something like that. But in general, the concepts that we find here are fundamental concepts that don't necessarily need to change as fast or as much. Maybe the examples, some of the other details could be improved, could be changed. We could add a lot more examples, a lot more case studies of recent technologies that have maybe appeared. But in general, the concepts, the fundamental ideas here remain true. Okay?